Hey guys, it's Christy and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we have an all new speed review. So before we get into it, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel before you leave. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy, and let's get into it. Alright guys, so we had another great month of trying new makeup. So let's just hop right in. The first product I'm going to mention really quickly is the She Glam Insta Ready Face and Under Eye Setting Powder Duo. So this I ordered when I ordered their new foundation. And on top you get a pressed powder, and on the bottom you get a loose powder. So the sifter for the loose powder isn't my favorite, and the loose powder itself is fine. It is nothing special in my opinion, but what I do love is the eye powder on top. So good. It's the only powder I like nearly as much as my Pat McGrath under eye powder. So I had to give mad kudos to She Glam for creating a powder that good that I can put under my eyes. My under eyes are very dry, much like the rest of my skin, but my under eyes show it a lot quicker. I was really impressed by this. I use this with a sponge and it looks great. It looks so smooth. So definitely recommend this. It's only $8, I believe, so I was very impressed with this. Okay, so since we're talking about She Glam, I also tried out the She Glam Skinfluencer Full Coverage Foundation Balm. Wow, this is good. Absolute home run. So I don't know if you can really tell on camera, but I have a really noticeable dip in the product of this. I've been wearing it nonstop since I initially tried it out. When I initially tried it out and when I initially did a wear test, I did a pretty, I would say I definitely went for a very full coverage layer. Since then, I've discovered that you can definitely put it on much lighter and get more of a medium coverage if that's what you prefer, but you still get really good coverage. This lasts all day. It keeps the skin looking so good and healthy, and it just looks beautiful. I love it. I love how it blends out for my dry skin. This is absolute gold, so I absolutely recommend this. This is another one that I think might be around the $8 mark. So for that price, this is just absolutely amazing. Okay, so we also tried out some new products from Makeup by Mario. The first one is the Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. I picked up the shade Light. So this is a product that I think had a lot of people, myself included, a little bit confused because it's described as a skin enhancer, and he said to put it around the perimeters of the face. So essentially where you would put a bronzer, a cream bronzer, but it's not a cream bronzer. Anyways, it was just very confusing. I use it as a cream bronzer because that's how it makes sense to me, and it's beautiful. This is definitely a lighter makeup day cream bronzer for me. It is really pretty though. Again, I have the shade Light and it's perfect for me. It's not too pigmented. It blends out very easily. It looks beautiful on the skin. It's definitely got a certain radiance to it, which I enjoy. And it just looks really nice. This isn't one that I'm going to go for if I'm going for a full glam look, but this is definitely on a more lighter, no makeup day kind of look. And I love that. So I really do like the skin enhancer. The product that he released together with this one is the Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Perfector. So this one in a similar compact, this one has a translucent powder, a highlighter, and a bronzer. This is an interesting product. This is also in the shade Light. I don't like this one nearly as much as I like the enhancer. The enhancer I really enjoy. This one, it's just, you can use this one all over the face if you want. I wouldn't recommend that because that highlight is very prominent. The translucent powder, it's so small that you can't really do much with it. I don't know. And then the bronzer is beautiful. The thing is that you can use each shade individually or you can swirl them all together. And I typically just swirl them all together because that's what makes the most sense given that they're all in the exact same pan and they all overlap. And it's just because that highlighter's in the middle, it's kind of impossible to not get a highlight no matter what you do. And if you go all over the face, now your whole face is shimmery. So I really don't super love that. You can use it to just set the enhancer, which is also fine, but I do think that it just adds a little bit too much shine for my preference. So while I really, really like the enhancer, the perfector isn't my favorite. On the same vein as bronzers, I recently tried out the LYS No Limits Matte Cream Bronzer. This is really nice. This is definitely a very, very creamy, very, very pigmented cream bronzer. I like it a lot. The shade is a little bit too warm for my overall preferences, but it's a really nice cream bronzer overall. I like it more than some others that I have, so I do enjoy this. I think it's nice. The price point is a lot more friendly than a lot of Sephora. The packaging is beautiful. The thing with this packaging though, I can easily see it making a mess just because of that triangular packaging. But overall, I do think this is a really pretty product. I like how, depending on how you apply it, it can be on there very, very pigmented, or it can be very sheared out. So I really like that. I like that you kind of have that option to customize to your own bronzer preferences. I will say when you're first starting to use this though, just go in with a really light hand at first, because if you don't, there's no going back. So I would say just go in with a light hand at first, get a feel for the product and the pigmentation, and then start to build it up. So overall, I really do like this. So I also tried out a drugstore dupe for Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk lipstick. I've seen this going around online like crazy. So this is the L'Oreal Color Riche line in Nude Intense in the shade 173. It's close. Yeah, it is a beautiful, beautiful dupe. So it's got that, like, I do find the tip of the L'Oreal lipsticks to be really interesting. They're just a little unique, but the packaging is really pretty. The shade is almost spot on. I do think the L'Oreal has a slight bit more pink to it, but they're so close you would not notice the difference. And I really, really like this formula. It's definitely a little more hydrating than the Charlotte Tilbury, and it's still very long wearing. So I really like this one. I'm very glad I tried this out. All right, so I also tried out from Kaja their Beauty Bento eyeshadow stacks, and this is in the shade Peach Madeline. And so what this is, you get 3 eyeshadows. In the very bottom, you get a matte. In the middle, there's this sort of like a sparkly topper. And then on top, there is this very high shine metallic shade that's almost got like a cream kind of a feel to it. It's almost kind of sticky, which is great for a shade like this because it definitely adheres to the lid so much better. This is so pretty. I was wearing this in a recent video, and when I was editing it back, I loved how my eyeshadow looked. And it was a video that I filmed when I was really not feeling well. I did end up getting the flu in the middle of this month. So as I was kind of getting over that, I was still not feeling well, but I really wanted to film, and I put this on to keep the look simple, and I loved how this looked. So I really do recommend these. I will say the matte shade definitely took a bit of building. It's definitely not as intimidating as it might look in the pan. It's definitely a much more buildable type shade, which I don't necessarily mind, but I'm definitely curious to try out more from these because this was really nice. And again, this is Peach Madeline, so this is a beautiful, very light, peachy kind of shade, but it's very easy to wear, and I really, really enjoyed it. Okay. The final thing I tried out that I've been absolutely loving is from Anastasia, and this is their Nouveau palette. So this palette is so beautiful. I am currently working on a multiple looks, one palette video. This is actually what I have on my eyes today. There's still some shades that I want to try out a little bit more, but overall I am loving this. This palette definitely makes me feel like ABH is back. This feels like I think Morgan Turner said it best. She said in a recent video that this feels like ABH but refined to 2022, and I could not agree more. So this is definitely an updated version of the earlier palettes that we knew and loved. The shades still have quite a bit of kick up, but not as much as they used to. They've taken out the brush. There is 2 less shades in the pan, but the pan sizes are much larger. And again, that brush is gone that nobody used. So I'm loving seeing a palette in this format from the brand. I really hope there's going to be a lot more to come, but I love this overall. It's no longer the velvet kind of texture, which I actually enjoyed, but at the same time I understand it got messy really easily, so I really do kind of like this. This color story is beautiful. This is another color story that kind of pushes me out of my comfort zone, which I really like. I'm somebody who loves neutrals, but this is like a fun spin on neutrals. So really enjoy this, really enjoying playing with this. So I can't recommend this palette enough. I'm absolutely loving it. The formula is amazing. It's so fun to work with and create with. So I'm really been enjoying this one. Okay, that is it for me today. Thank you so very much for watching. If you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing before you go. I do upload at least 3 new videos every single week. And that is it for me today. I will see you in my next one. Bye!